afternoon. I am Shrishti.
And I am Astha Chopra, and you're watching CityCast.
We will look at the top stories for the day. Government does not support orphanages that are struggling to meet their ends. Reporter Astha Chopra tells us the reason.
Orphanages are unable to admit more children due to lack of funds from the government and fails to meet children's basic needs. According to Child Protection Unit, there are 900 children shelters in Bangalore, out of which only 142 are funded by the government. Prabhudeva, a central manager, sometimes has to pay out of his own pocket to cover the expenses. He owns 3 orphanages and faces problems in every one of them.
जो अभी आते हैं ना, उनसे बच्चों के लिए पूछते हैं, जो हमको जो चाहिए वो हमें उस वहाँ पे लिखे रहते हैं। गवर्नमेंट तो कुछ देता नहीं हमको, मांगे लेकिन वो तो नहीं दे रहे ना। We are depend upon only donations.
The orphanages have to struggle for basic amenities like milk, rent, water and electricity bills. Under the Care and Protection of Children Act 2015, government has to fund 750 to 2000 rupees per child per month. According to orphanages, it is not easy to go and take help from the government under different schemes. There are various schemes, but all of them need to have special requirements which are always difficult to fulfill. They have to put out notice to cover their essential expenses.
कभी-कभी पब्लिक से होता है, नहीं है तो हमारे ट्रस्ट मेंबर्स, चैरिटेबल मेंबर्स, डायरेक्टर्स वैसे शेयर करते हैं। कुछ भी फंडिंग्स नहीं। थोड़ी बहुत प्रोसीजर ज़्यादा रहता है। हमारे पास उतनी ज़्यादा टाइम भी नहीं है।
There are more than 150 children who became orphan after the pandemic struck in 2020. Since then, there are several schemes launched such as Pradhan Mantri Bal Seva scheme to take care of the kids who have lost their parents in pandemic and have them fund their education. But many of the orphanages are going through the education funding crisis. Therefore, the orphanages are struggling to provide education to children.
Orphanages also, it is very important for once you establish orphanages, you need the infrastructure protocols, you need the protocols so that you can get future fundings. You follow the guidelines of child care institutions. That's very important. And also, state has to have a private-public partnership. We have to engage with NGOs. We have to engage with trusts. So that there is a division of burden. The burden is divided.
According to a survey, there are no guidelines on providing any special subsidy on fuel, water, and electricity to the destitute cottages for children. The government has to fulfill the basic requirements of these orphanages to increase efficiency and reduce the financial burden. This is reporter Astha Chopra reporting for CityCast, Bangalore. MSMEs in Pina Industrial Estate struggles to get loan under Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. Reporter Shrishti brings you more.
State-level bankers committee data shows that loan for 61% of eligible MSMEs in Karnataka under the ECLGS scheme has been disbursed, but still 40% of eligible MSMEs are yet to be received the loan amount. Even the eligible owners of MSMEs in Pina Industries are struggling to get the loans from the government, which forced them to move to the private banks with higher interest rates.
Another loan was applied little later. By the time the RBI had exhausted its allocated fund, and we suffered. Even I suffered like that, and the loan got postponed, and we could not get the fund, and we could not manage. The orders got cancelled. We could not get the material. I had 60% of my turnover only on exports. I was forced to go to the private banking. Private banking charges little bit hefty because it is that opportunity they wanted to misuse.
Ex-President of Federation of Karnataka Chambers of Commerce and Industry said that 90% of MSMEs in Pina industry have no access to the loans under the ECLGS scheme. Guidelines set by the government provide loans to only MSMEs under the category of SMA 0 and SMA 1. He feels that the loans have not reached the MSMEs which have actually suffered during pandemic.
Those who got the NPA, those who got the EMI spending, those who are struggling, those who are were not able to even walk, those who are in ICU, they did not give the loan for them. During the COVID period, 30 to 35% of our MSMEs are closed down. For them, government has done nothing. They allowed them to die down.
Additional Director of Ministry of Industry and Commerce has mentioned that many other schemes apart from loan provisions have also been implemented for improving the growth of MSMEs.
For investment promotion subsidy it is there, then stamp duty exemption is there, NA conversion PA reimbursement is there, ETP subsidy is there, then certification reimbursement is there. Like that, more than 18 incentives are there. And then that will help for growth of the new expansion and modernization of the MSMEs.
Expansion of MSMEs is required for the growth of any economy, so more focus should be given to the MSMEs. This is Shrishti Srinivasan reporting for CityCast, Bangalore. Engineers face hardship after a massive layoff by IT companies. Reporter Ashwin Shankar tells us more.
One after the other, IT companies continue to cut their workforce. According to data analysis website Layoffs, 10,500 employees were laid off in the year 2022. Those who lose their job either change career or set up for less salary at other companies.
Everything, like my credit card bills, my travel and all, but I asked them, like they gave me like 2 months of severance. I personally mailed them that, can you please give me like 4 months of severance, so can you like, but nobody replied, and I don't know when I'm going to start earning again.
Companies which have fired employees in 22 and 23 say there are several reasons for the layoffs.
Time employees are laid off is due to poor performance at their end. Other reasons for laying off employees is due to excess hiring. Firing for cost cutting is the last step which no company wants to take.
In 2022, Byju's fired 2,500 employees, followed by Ola and an Academy, which fired 1,000 employees each.
The world that we saw in 2010 is completely different from the tech world that we see in 2022, right? One thing that all the employees should be doing is upskilling. They need to skill themselves at least once in 3 years with something that is happening in that is becoming the hot trend in the economy, right? Or hot trend in the industry. My suggestion would be, when you're working, it will always be good if you spend some time to learn something that is in demand in the market, so that maybe after a few years you can make a move much easier.
In just 1 month of 2023, more than 500 employees have been laid off by different companies in Bengaluru. While joblessness continues to rise, the fired employees also do not get jobs at other companies immediately. Ashwin, Citycast, Bangalore.
Right after the break, we look into the crypto market in India. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're watching Citycast. Crypto miners turn to less power-hungry crypto system. Reporter Saurabh will bring you more.
Cryptocurrencies increasingly find new ways of turning sustainable. Ethereum, the world's second largest cryptocurrency, moved to a less energy-intensive mining mechanism last year. A report by International Monetary Fund says cryptocurrencies such as bitcoins are based on the proof-of-work mechanism, which requires a massive amount of electricity. Crypto miners in India say they are shifting to such cryptocurrencies which consume less energy.
So the coin which I mined right now is known as Chia coin, which is based on a proof of storage and time. And I also have installed a solar solution at my home. So the energy costs are completely zero.
In 2021, China banned cryptocurrency mining and trading completely. According to a recent press release by the United States government, total global electricity usage for crypto assets is between 120 to 240 billion kilowatt hours per year. This is higher than the annual electricity usage of several countries such as Australia and Argentina.
So with maybe like with Filecoin, maybe with Chia, the thing is, so their main purpose is never to make the miners rich. These tokens were always supposed to be the use case of that blockchain.
Currently, the majority of cryptocurrencies are based on the proof-of-work mechanism of mining. A report by the government of United States says that the shifting to mechanisms such as proof-of-stake will help in the reduction in power usage to 1% of today's levels.
But the major problem with India compared to the Western world is our ticket sizes are quite smaller as compared to theirs. Like, say per capita, if an investment into a crypto asset is close to $1,000 or maybe $1,500 in the US or in the European market, it is like close to maybe $150 in Indian market.
According to a study by the University of Cambridge, the majority of electricity used to mine proof-of-work based cryptocurrencies comes from coal and natural gas. Experts believe the crypto market is expected to expand further due to sustainable measures taken by the players. This is Saurav Kumar reporting for Citycast, Bangalore.
Residents of Hakki Pikki are unable to avail crop loss compensation. Reporter Paridhi Jain tells us more.
Forest tribes, Hakki Pikkis and Irulagas in Banarghatta are not able to avail the crop loss compensation of elephant conflict. As per the residents of the colony, last year in the village, 10 to 15 houses suffered crop losses and each house had a loss of at least Rs 10,000 to 20,000. As per the forest department, these tribes do not have documents for the land that was allotted to them. They cannot therefore apply for compensation for crops damaged by elephants in the area. Last year there were at least 1,200 elephant conflict cases in Banarghatta National Park.
से 350 एकड़ ज़मीन दिया, ज़मीन से भी 2-2 एकड़ दिया खेत, उसका पेपर देने का रेडी कर है, पेपर नहीं दे रहा है। रागी डालेगा तो सभी हाथी का भी प्रॉब्लम है जंगल में। वो खेती में हाथी चढ़ गया तो उसको तो मेरा शागोली दो हमें परिहारा देता करके बोल रहा है, उसका भी प्रॉब्लम है।
सागोली मतलब?
जो जमीन का पेपर।
Forest Department says they cannot proceed with the compensation as these tribes lack the RTC, record of rights, tenancy and crops. They had provided rupees 70 lakh compensation to the farmers in other villages of the national park last year. In 2016, the disputed land was transferred from Forest to Revenue Department. As per the Revenue Department, they were going to issue papers to 114 identified families in 2020, but Haki Piki committee had filed case in court saying that there are more families. Now the case is stuck in the court.
Can do with the limited means that they have gets destroyed by the elephants that come in from the forest. There are two things. One is that the revenue department must hand over the land immediately. They must hand over the title deeds, in the names of the beneficiaries, and the whether it's the tribal welfare department or the now you also have for nomadic communities. I think there's a special commission that has been set up. Through that, funds should be released so that they can use the land properly. So that they can maybe like I said, the cultivation can be done on a larger basis.
These vulnerable communities' rehabilitation process should be fastened immediately so they are able to benefit most. Pariti Jain, Citycast, Bangalore.
For more such stories, check out www.citycast.in. Till then, subscribe and keep watching Citycast. This is Shrishti Srinivasan.
And this is Astha Chopra signing off.